After months of requests and speculations, AdamantDitto is finally taking a look at the latest epic Pokémon game on the Nintendo 3DS. Which I got you good.
Wow, 738 dislikes already. Pretty impressive considering I haven't even edited, recorded, or uploaded the video yet.
Of all the many different genres of games Pokemon has been slapped on over the years, puzzle games might be one of the strangest. I mean, it's not as strange as taking pictures or watching Pikachu watch TV, but it's still strange. Of course, there were the Puzzle League games, which were just Tetris Attack but with Ash and friends. Then, in 2005, Nintendo and Genius Sonority, the team that brought you Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD, and Disney Fairies Tinkerbell, decided they wanted to make a new puzzle game where the Pokemon themselves are the puzzle pieces. Enter Pokemon Trozei, the most adorable puzzle game ever made. Well, other than Squishy Tank. Squeeze! Pokemon Trozei was basically just Yoshi's Cookie, but with a story mode, and the ability to catch all 386 available Pokemon at the time. It was a fun little game, but other than the horrible, catchy commercial jingle,
Pokémon Trozei, move real fast now, don't go slow. Pokémon.
it seemed as if everybody forgot about it. Flash forward to March of 2014, and suddenly a new Pokemon Trozei game was released, and this time for the 3DS eShop. Pokemon Battle Trozei takes the concept of the original Pokemon Trozei and gives it a bit more of a Pokemon element to it beyond, the Pokemon. This time around, instead of just lining up 3 or more of the same Pokemon in a row, now you're trying to attack and capture every Pokemon by lining up 3 or more of each Pokemon. Every stage features a variety of Pokemon you have to attack and weaken to capture, as well as try to prevent them from attacking you. This makes it less like Yoshi's Cookie and more like those Puzzle Quest games or Puzzles and Dragons. There's some mild RPG elements is what I'm trying to say, and it goes beyond just having to attack and weaken enemy Pokemon. Each Pokemon now also has a type attached to it, and just like in the actual Pokemon games, each type has strengths and weaknesses. So, for example, if you bring the electric type Pikachu to a round where you have to take out the water type Froakie, you'll do more damage when you attack it with Pikachu. While this definitely helps to make the game feel like there's a greater strategy element to it, and connect it more to the Pokemon series, I feel it sort of removes a bit of the appeal of a casual puzzle game. Puzzle games are designed to be picked up, played for a few minutes, and then put down. They don't require much learning. Unless you're already familiar with Pokemon types, you'll be pretty lost when trying to deal proper damage to the enemies in the game. While it is totally possible to clear each level by using any combination of Pokemon, it would have been nice if there was at least a list of type strengths and weaknesses in the game. They tell you sometimes when you lose to a specific type, but having it all in one place would really help a more casual player enjoy the game more. Another new feature of Battle Trozei, and one I actually think was for the best, is just how the tiles can be moved. Instead of having to move a whole row back and forth to line up a match, you can now use the stylus to move any piece to any portion of the board. This makes the game move much quicker and helps to separate it from Yoshi's Cookie. It also makes it easier to combo and enter Trozei time, which is basically the game's way of letting you extend a combo by matching 2 Pokemon instead of 3 or more. Mastering how to go into Trozei time is essential to beating some of the higher levels, and you'll find yourself learning how to time it pretty quickly. Another feature unique to this game are Pokemon abilities. Some Pokemon have different abilities that can be activated by bringing them into a stage and matching a certain number of them. Most of these abilities just add up to doing more damage, but some, like Chansey, can heal you when you take too much damage. Mr. Mime can put a protective barrier around your box, which is good to have because sometimes, when you take enough damage, the attacking Pokemon can come into your box and take up room. This is especially hard to deal with when you're fighting large Pokemon like Giratina or Arceus. It really makes you think as to which Pokemon to bring into each level because you can only bring a total of 3 by the end of the game, and at the start, you can only bring 1. My biggest problem with the game is the level structure the game chooses to take. The main quest, if you can call it a quest, consists of 13 zones, each with 6 stages. You go through each stage, catching the different Pokemon and eventually capturing the main Pokemon at the end of the stage, normally a legendary or a starter type. Each stage is just more of the same, but they get harder and harder. Some stages have to be unlocked by completing certain tasks, oftentimes just getting high scores or collecting certain Pokémon. This is all well and good. Beating the stage takes time, and collecting all 718 Pokémon takes even longer. As of this recording, I've already invested well over 10 hours into the game. No, my problem isn't that the level system exists, but rather that there are no other modes to play. Part of what makes puzzle games like Tetris and Bejeweled so popular is the ability to just pick up and play them on free play mode or endless mode. With Battle Trozei, after you get every Pokemon, all you can do is go into a different stage and get the high score, and sometimes that can be accomplished in just a couple of minutes. It feels as if the game is missing out on one of the best parts of puzzle games by not having an option to pick up and play it without being restricted to a stage. Maybe that's just me, but I feel it's a missed opportunity. Speaking of missed opportunities, the game has a multiplayer mode, but it can only be played locally and not online. Way to go, Nintendo. Way to keep up with them times. Pokémon Battle Trozei is an odd beast. It does its best to streamline the gameplay of the first game by allowing you to move pieces all around the board instead of restricting it by row, but it also makes it harder for a casual puzzle fan to just come in and play because of its level structure and use of classic Pokémon elements like type advantages. As a Pokémon fan, I found a lot to enjoy here. Catching all of the Pokémon is proving to be a real challenge, and just seeing the different simplified puzzle piece designs for each monster is worth the price alone. But as a puzzle game fan, I find it lacking in modes and even kind of hard to get into for a casual play session. If you love Pokemon, chances are you already bought it. If you love puzzle games but don't know much about Pokemon, you're better off sticking to Tetris, Bejeweled, or Dr. Mario. If you're like me and love both things, then I'd say check this game out. For $8, I can overlook some of its faults because I got my money's worth out of it. If you don't like some of the things I mentioned here, or just don't find any appeal in catching Pog-shaped Pokemon, then, well, Candy Crush is still free. Hey, thanks for watching this thing I did. If you want to watch some more of my reviews, I did a whole bunch of Sonic reviews over the last 2 years. You can check out the playlist here and get unfathomably mad at me. Or, if you want to watch me and the rest of AdamantDitto play a Pokemon game, here's our Let's Play of Pokemon Snap. Or, if you just want to watch all of our videos, you can subscribe to our channel. It might take you a while though, we've got over 1,000 of them. And if you'd like to wear some funny AdamantDitto in-jokes on your body, or stick things on things, we also sell t-shirts and stickers. We also have some with Pokemon on them. Now that's cool. Thanks for watching.